Welcome everyone. Today we will learn how to create MCQ test paper using Google Form. You should be signed in with your Google ID. Once you're signed in with your Google ID, then click on this menu with 9 small dots and reach out to the option of Google Forms. Here is Google Forms. Once you click on the Google Forms, click on a blank form. Since we would be creating it as an MCQ test paper, I've taken an example of capital of countries. So I'll mention the title of the test. Then I'll go ahead and mention few questions here. Before that, we will go to settings and make this as quiz. Now I'll come back to the questions. I'll quickly go ahead and paste all these questions here. Then I'll specify the right answer for this question. For this, you would need to click on this answer key and select the right answer. This will be your right answer for this question. Once you're done by selecting this, just click on this done button. Then create another question. Then the third question. We will also specify the right answers for these questions as well. That's called as answer key. So Canberra is the right answer for Australia, and Washington DC is the right answer for United States. Now this is done. If you want any of the questions to make mandatory question, you can click on this required option. By clicking this, user will have to enter the answer of that question before submitting the form. I'm not making this mandatory at the moment. So our test is ready. Now, how do we want to store the responses of these questions? Tab, we will need to click on the response tab and then link this to the sheet. By clicking on this, Google will create Google Sheet and it will be stored in your Google Drive. Once user submits the response, those responses will be stored in this spreadsheet. We can look at the other settings here. Other settings is there are other settings. If you want user to see the result of this quiz after each submission, you can click on this option. Otherwise, you can click on the option later after manual review if you do not want users to see the result of this quiz immediately. There are other questions. Sorry, there are other options. The missed questions. With this option, user would be able to see which question was missed or they did not respond. Users can see the correct answers. If you want email address to be entered for each response or for each user, then you would click on this option, manage how responses are collected and protected. Here you will see an option of collect email address, and then you will need to select verified. If you want a response to be sent on the user's email ID, then you will need to click on always or when requested. If you want to allow user to edit their responses after submitting the form, you can click on this option. And with one email ID, if you do not want user to attempt the same MCQ test or quiz, then you would need to limit it to one response by click on this option. By, if you want to show the progress bar, you can click on this option. If you want question to be shuffled, then you can click on this option. I think we are pretty much done with the setting options, and then we can take a look how the quiz has been created. Click on this preview button. You would be able to see the email address. I'll have to click on this checkbox, and then I'll take this quiz. Washington DC is the first. I'll select Canberra for Australia and New Delhi for India. Now you can look at this. Here you see a progress bar. Since we have one page, hence it's showing a progress bar. Let's submit this. Here you can see there's an option, the scores. Now I have selected all three options correctly. So it's giving me the result of the test paper. I've secured 3 out of 3. If I wanted to edit this response, I can do that as well. Now this, after editing the response, I selected Chicago as capital of United States, which is not correct. Now you can see it's giving me the correct answer, as well as it's telling me that the answer that I chose was incorrect. So that was pretty much it in terms of Google Form. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. I will continue to post relevant and useful videos. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.